So they are leaning more into late game
Let's go,
scaling
game
and just
pertama.
expecting the pressure and hold
Fnatic
the
Onyx
early stages
Philippines
with the Hilda
versus
and
RRQ
Esl.
Hoshi ya.
Oh, I do agree on that. Seriously, ROQ
Kuat
Hoshi
banget,
so
Cok.
far right now, really good
Dropnya Onyx PH.
response. It's just how
Sumpah.
they're gonna be able to control all the aggression that will be put out by
Kalau
Fnatic
dari
on
drop
Philippines for
pilih
the time
Onyx
being
sih.
on the early mid.
Drop
That's
ya.
the crucial point right now because
Bagus,
we are
Cok.
going to see the fight between
Ada Alpha.
Skyler as well as the fact that definitely King
Kita lihat ini.
Kong will try to mess things around the invasion.
Let's go.
Are they going to
Game
deny it?
pertama.
Will RQ Hoshi be able to control it wise? And will the help of Edith as well as Gatot Kacha on the line, it will boost up even the momentum of Fnatic Onyx. But so far right now on drafting wise,
Kenapa lama banget nih?
both side has a really good potential. This even up for a
Dropnya
while
udah
for
selesai,
the
kocak.
respawn wise. The question is coming into the
Oke,
mid
game
game, who
pertama.
are going to be able to stand out? But this is it, guys. This is the first series, the big series of our 2-0
Suaranya mana,
bracket
kocak? Nah.
between Indonesia versus Philippines. It is going to be RRQ Hoshi versus Fnatic Onyx.
Benyacik Onyx.
This is going to be a game to keep an eye on, ladies and gentlemen. As we know,
Kayak
their
30 FPS
global
gitu, kocak.
series right around the corner. So establishing dominance here in the Snapdragon stage is going to set up that momentum you need for the rest of the year. And I think the drafts that we have here exactly suit the styles that Indonesia and Philippines are known for, with this side of Indonesia wanting to go for a little bit more of that early game and maybe set things up, while Fnatic Onyx, we know that they want to be able to take control of that mid game and just slowly tighten the grip around their opponents.
Agree, definitely. All right, so far so smooth. A great cover coming in. I mean, we do see invasion coming in between Susujin as well as Kyler. Kyler gonna be in the pick right now. Almost close enough to be tagged out, but with a dash, he still managed to survive it out. And we do see at least Brusco is on the light side. Whatever it is, he'll be able to be backed up. But that was really too close to tell whether or not RQ Hoshi was able to be taken down our one kill run. But nevertheless, still be able to hold the ground, and he had to back away to recall himself.
Sujin, it's expected that he's going to be putting a little bit more attention towards the goal lane here, but in the mid lane, Briscoe taking quite a lot of damage himself.
Oh, coming in, and now we do see the first fight coming in by Kurt, taking down Darren first. The attempts coming in from Darren try to shut down Fnatic Onyx is not gonna be able to do so now. Edok and Vince gonna wait it out for Susujin to be actually hold it out. But this turtle is already in the hands of Kiko, and now they're pushing in for the spin style. Kiko takes out Edok immediately with the Spirit of Alpha. Now pushing straight away to the side of the one and only Susujin, but doesn't manage to put it. But that was already a good win with one kill on the side as well as the turtle to be taken into Fnatic Onyx.
It is very much expected that Fnatic Onyx should control the early game with an Alpha, Edith, and Gatot Kacha. It's a lot easier for them to take control of objectives, and they just have generally more damage compared to RRQ Hoshi. For RRQ, they gotta hold the early game and focus on giving as much farm to Rins and Skyler as possible, with the Claude being the more obvious. That's why you're going to see a little bit more ganking towards the gold lane to make sure that Claude wins out against the Harith, because usually Harith is the winner here in this 1v1 lane matchup.
Oh, that's totally agree. And here on out, we do see a 1v1 matchup coming in from Kurt as well as Darren. Airborne comes through. And now Kurt's trying to do it damage as much as he could. But, I mean, you're talking about fighting off with Darren. I mean, a lot of the mobility-wise, survival and sustainability coming in from him. It's not going to be easy. Attacks coming in from the side of Kurt himself, but he's still not giving up. But he's got to be careful. Along the side of RRQ, it's going to be Susujin is just overlooking. And it seems that King Kong gets the input as well, and they will deny it as well. Now Rince moving away as quickly as possible before being tagged out. At least a reposition is a good in favor coming in from RRQ, but they really gotta hold off for a while because the aggression then put out by Fnatic Onyx at the moment right now, it's really scary.
Yeah, I feel a little bit bad for Tyrant because when you are on a Hilda, you're usually the one causing havoc and pressure on the map. But because Onyx just has so much early game damage and they're dealing with an Alpha jungle, the Hilda cannot actually invade to try and disrupt King Kong. He just has to try and win out a lane priority, which is already kind of difficult against an Edith, so that they can roam and actually stop Onyx from being overly aggressive on other parts of the map. Unfortunately, Onyx not really being stopped by that. They're going to start contesting the turtle against Sutsujin.
Miss.
Oh, coming in straight with the Spirit of Alpha, pushing in straight. Ebon comes through. Darren trying to push it straight away to King
Oh,
Kong.
elah,
Doesn't
Idok.
manage to get
Miss,
the kills
Cok.
needed. Idok getting a lot of damage, but the turtle has already been picked up and
Idok
pushing in right
miss.
now. It's trying to push in, but
Mau ke
RQ Hoshi
Prince.
doesn't get the target that they needed. Fnatic on it. They're gonna
Boom,
actually
mati.
get away already. They already got what they needed.
Mati.
But damage
Nice.
comes through from Sutsujin. Double kill taking down Kirk as well as the side of Brusco. Now that's what is needed coming in for the side of RQ. But at the same time, this is gonna be tough for the
Kering.
side of
Super Prince-nya
Team
flicker.
Fnatic on it, as at least RQ Hoshi gets the trade that they needed.
That is exactly what RQ Hoshi is looking for, and actually a massive win, because up until now I have been mentioning that Fnatic Onyx should be stronger at this stage of the game. They just have more presence and damage overall, but extended the team fight a little bit too far, and RQ beautifully managed their resources and positioning, playing around the healing being provided by the Revitalize so that they could prolong the fight and then re-enter once Onyx had overextended in the mid lane. Because of that, Sutsujin now has a little bit of an EXP lead against King Kong, and RQ has even up the net worth difference. As long as they keep the gold even and Skylar does not die, this game is going in their favor.
Agree, definitely. And a little bit stronger coming in from the side of Darren. This is where no matter how much you try to put out a potential to fight out with Kurt, is still not enough. And going into the side of Sutsujin, I agree on the note that now he's actually in a very good advantage. Hopefully Arakyoshi can be potentially cover and control the movement that they are required right now to move into the mid game. And so far right now, we do see that Team Fnatic Onyx is gonna actually try to team up right at the top, gonna actually try to give a lot of pressure to Skylar as well as Ida, but it will be denied instantly. Team Arakyoshi, really good grounding, really good coverage right now for both teams. It's really tie up for both of the teams right now.
Yeah, like we mentioned, gold lane going to get a lot of attention.
Satu-satu untuk Turtle ya.
Lock Kelra and have him start gaining gold from assists. It accelerates their snowball so much further while stopping Skylar. But RQ not letting that happen.
Udah banyak tuh Brusco.
Oh, they're not letting it happen as well. They're contesting for the turtle as well. Darren coming in for the push of Brusco. Sutsujin takes down and get the turtle instead.
Nice
but
banget.
at the moment right now, they will be trying to go in for the scrimmage. Not done
Siapa tuh,
yet.
Rins?
Going in for the push to the
Masih
side
ada
of Rins.
ini.
Rins had to pull away with Sutsujin having so much damage to put out. They had to
Osler.
reposition, but it's a good move. Skylar almost been tagged out. Now Darren coming in for the backline. Dead managed to take down. This is Zaman Post coming through.
Mati,
and
mampus.
Rins takes down Kilra
Nice
immediately.
banget,
Now
Rins.
pushing on straight. Darren doesn't have much damage and they had to pull away.
Tukar
A really
dikit,
good win,
nggak ngaruh.
but Super Frizz comes along with the trade, and King Kong shuts down Sutsujin immediately with what cost they
makan
have.
aja.
Even though getting the turtle is a 2 trades coming in from the side of Fnatic on it, but Jiren, he seems like Kurt trying to get as much as kill as possible. He wants to go in for the push, but still, it was a good cause. They still managed to pull away without any casualty, but the trade is still the same for Fnatic Onyx as well as Philippine.
Yeah, that trade initially looked incredible for
Aduh, midnya.
RQ Hoshi. Again, beautifully
Ya
managing their
ampun.
positioning, but this time it was
Hancur
them
kah?
who prolonged the fight a little bit too far and underestimated the DPS.
Oh, coming in for a fight. As a
Aduh.
moment right now, we do see Kacha coming in, but
Belum ada
at the same
damage,
time,
si
it's not
Ler.
going to pull anything with that Avatar Guardian. Team Fnatic Onyx will be able to pull away for those fight, even despite the fact that RQ Hoshi was not been pulled in. But at the same time, RQ
Kenapa bisa
Hoshi,
kalah ya tadi,
great
limitnya?
position, great
Suaranya.
respawn-wise. So far, they know how to actually have a really good space between Fnatic
Bisa
Onyx, and that's what
referensi
is
nih,
needed.
Xbox
Even on the
jungler.
ground-wise, they did manage to actually trade off between the two turrets from the top as well as mid lane. Here on out, Team Arakyoshi, at least on the cover ground of the map, is still in their hands.
Even though Onyx was able to get some good kills in that previous fight, remember the win condition we mentioned. As long as RQ Hoshi keeps the gold somewhat even until the late game, they are actually in the lead. And the gold difference right now, very, very small. Only about 1,000 in favor of
Nah,
Fnatic
udah
Onyx
meninggal tuh.
Philippines. In comparison, RQ will scale way better, and they're gonna play for that timing.
Oh, they're gonna pay from starting.
Okay.
Avatar Guardian coming in for the push.
Prince.
At the moment right now, King Kong had to pull his, but
Nice
so much
banget.
damage coming in.
Mati.
But Scala takes down Sprint
Kera,
immediately, and
mati ya,
research
Kera.
down Brusco. Kera been stuck in the middle.
King
Will
Kong,
be
King
taken out
Kong.
by Ito with the Waves of Dragon, but King Kong trying to
Region
survive
Brawl
with
nih,
the Spirit
bos.
of Alpha, trying to move away, but Rin's taking out Kurt, and it's gonna be Darren to push in with the last
Region
explosion,
Brawl
shutting
nih,
him down
bos.
with the sacrifice buys a kill, but that's needed already from the side of RQ just to take down,
Region
getting the team
Brawl,
wiped out,
bos.
desirable in RQ Hoshi hands.
Fnatic Onyx went for a slightly over-aggressive position around the Lord Pit. At this stage of the game, it's understandable. They still have control, they still have damage, but RRQ, I've been seeing their micro movements, and it has been
Region
very,
Brawl,
very
bos.
impressive the way that they're dodging Avatar the Guardian every single time, making use of
Dapat,
iframes,
oke, nice.
and Edok as well, finding Super
Kurang
Friends in
sih,
the backline and
cowok
taking
Edok.
him into the blazing
Belum ada
duet,
yang
thereby
mantep-mantep nih.
funneling the entirety of Fnatic Onyx into a small
Dapat.
area where Skylar can do the most damage. He also now has the most gold in the game. RQ, with a 2k net worth lead now at 10 minutes, are very poised to take this game.
Udah kebalik nih
Onyx
duitnya.
are not able to find an equalizer.
Now let's see. They're gonna go in straight to the bottom side. Doesn't spot anyone. It seems that Edok trying to find a way to actually go into the backline first of all, but at the same time will be denied by Super Friends, not allowing
Belum ada mati sih,
any
Ler.
extension coming in from the RQ Hoshi. Lords is marching in. King Kong right at the front side. It seems that they're will
Lihat.
be at the backline. Doesn't spot anyone just yet, but they don't know who they want to go in. Vince overlooking straight, try to pull away, but Skylar takes down the turret immediately. But they do
Kayak
not
beda aja ya, lihat
actually having a little
orang-orang
bit of hesitant, try to
kayak
pull
Brusco,
in into the Fnatic
Widdy,
Onyx, and this is the reason why Fnatic Onyx
yang pakai
having
Chow.
a really good defense wise so far. And Team Arakyoshi, they couldn't find the opening they needed, so at
Ada aja
least
yang
on the
di
side of
ini,
Fnatic
Cok.
Onyx, they still be able to neutralize
Yang di look.
all the lords and the wave that coming their way.
But they're not able to neutralize the gold advantage. RQ is now controlling the entirety of the map, and they have successfully taken every exterior tower from the side of Fnatic Onyx, leaving only the inhibitors behind. While Onyx is pretty strong as a 5-man death bowl, RQ Hoshi's lineup is designed quite well to be able to split up the map and even play for pickoffs. So they're gonna continue doing so and see if they can bait out individual members of Fnatic Onyx. And if they're able to continue doing that, it's gonna be quite difficult for our Filipino champions.
Let's see. King Kong trying to find a way to break to RRQ. So far, Brusco just waiting for the right time. The fact that RRQ, I like the positioning wise, they're denying every Avatar Guardian been put out by Brusco. And that's the reason why it's not in the favor of Fnatic Onyx every time they go into team fights. So that's the motion where we're seeing RRQ Hoshi positioning wise is very important for their keys. Now, Kara trying to actually bait out RLQ, trying to actually pull them in. And the best part about it is that team
Dikandangin,
RQ,
Cok.
they don't need to worry about anything. They're literally prioritizing on the lane side. As long as they allow those waves come in and keep giving pressure to Fnatic Onyx, it's still gonna be in their favor.
Now, it's a very interesting picture to see here because we typically expect PH teams to always be superior in terms of macro. But because of the draft matchup for this game in particular, RQ Hoshi are taking care of that incredibly well, since all of their heroes are either durable on their own or have built-in escape mechanisms so that they are able to split push waves without needing to worry too much about getting ganked. Not to mention that Kirk is
Sujin bisa
the
pegangin
only
Lord.
really reliable form of CC that Fnatic Onyx has.
Oke, nggak mau dikontes.
He has to find Skylar, and that is after baiting out a Purify. Otherwise, RQ Hoshi just has so many
Boom.
ways of controlling
Nah,
teammates.
itu loh.
Oh, going in straight for the ways of
Nice,
Captain,
Idok.
taking down King Kong. So much damage put out. Spear up all
Region
out.
Brawl nih,
Trying to give
bos.
as much pressure, but it's not gonna do anything as they push it into
Region
Brusco
Brawl,
instead.
bos.
Getting double kill from the right
Oh,
side.
Rins.
But at the same time, Rins
Sakit
is
banget,
a
anjing.
little bit overextension, had to be shut down by Kara with the Zaman pause. But at the same time, right here, we do see Susujin gonna go in for all the burst that is required, but it's not gonna be enough. That trade's coming in 2-2-1, and they're gonna push it all out to the side of Kurt.
Region Brawl, bos.
Immediately shutting him down and going in with a power of
Aduh,
wilderness and a
kedalaman,
little bit of
Cok.
overextension to the side of Jiren, but Kurt still survive it out. Prince takes down Edot immediately. This Lord is pushing in a really good overextension, has given that advantage
bisa,
to the
nggak
side
bisa,
of
nggak
Fnatic
bisa.
Onyx. But at the same time, Susujin overlooking to the side of Prince, but here on now Kurt picks
Nggak
him
bisa,
up
nggak bisa.
in the
Balik,
air.
balik, balik,
Susujin
balik.
had to back away, having so much damage, and in the end, the Lord, a
Balik,
little
balik,
bit
balik, balik.
those overextension is giving those potential to Fnatic Onyx to reverse this back, the effect into RQ Hoshi.
I really like
Dirinya
the decision
kedalaman
that was
anjing.
made by RQ to just rush in and try to take out the remaining members so that they
Region
could
berawal
end the
nih,
game with
bos.
the Lord. Unfortunately, they went a little bit too far, and Kirk
Yeah.
was luckily able to survive with a tiny bit of HP, because if the Eda had gone down, RQ would have definitely ended the game right there and then. With that though, that does give Onyx a little bit more breathing room, but they only have one inhibitor on very low HP to hold on to. Whatever happens, this next Lord must go into their hands, or RRQ should be able to quite easily whittle down the crystal.
Right, 81 seconds to go for the Lord. Is it
Region
that they
berawal,
will try
bos.
to actually push those team fights, or will they actually try to go in for the team fights along that Lord lane? But here on out, E-Dog is just trying to overlook. He will try to find a way to actually pick it up. Prince, a little bit overextension will be denied by Super Friends, and not only that, they're
Mau
pushing in
dipaksa?
straight away, giving a
Saya
lot
dapat
of damage.
dapat.
They're gonna actually push on for that last turret immediately, but not gonna be
Wih,
doing it a lot of favor. But
Syed,
just need
anjing.
one more push, will be denied instantly by Fnatic. Just one more hit could have actually got that turret,
Bro,
but
what
in
the
the end, Fnatic still giving a lot of pressure, not allowing Arakiyoshi to even come in.
Anjing 5-5-nya tuh defense.
Yeah, Skylar tried to go in with the BMI for one last hit on the tower, but we have to remember, in the patch, they updated the tower so that they
30
are
detik.
just super tanky if you don't have minions nearby. In the past, a single hit would have actually taken that down, but that's no longer viable. Regardless though, I think RQ are in a very, very comfortable position. Right now, Skylar going to be doing a lot of damage, and because there isn't enough ways for Fnatic Onyx to force out his Purify, he can actually position himself very aggressively without needing to be worried about being CC chained. He has 0 deaths so far, and the Lord is coming up. Fnatic Onyx need this, or they need to at least slow it down.
sakit
With
banget,
only
Cok.
one tower standing, if
Si
RQ
Rins.
pushes in with this and a Claude, the game is basically over.
It is
Lihat
coming
tuh.
in right now. We do see King Kong trying to push into Duran, but
Hidok.
at the same time, a little bit overextension coming to Edo with the Wings of Dragon. Didn't pick up anyone, but Skyler will be able to take down Kerf as
Nice
well,
lair.
and getting double
Nice
kill
lair.
to the side of Brusco.
Kagak mati,
Suzuki
anjing.
take down killer immediate, and King Kong, the
Region
overextension was
berawal
done
nih,
by the
bos.
side of
Region
Fnatic
berawal,
Onyx,
coy.
will be punished for
Region
RQG,
berawal,
and
bos.
unfortunately, they will go in straight into the grounds of this site, despite the fact Duran had to be sacrificed, but it's already a done deal for the side of Team Orokyoshi. They will be able to get this first game in the hands of Indonesia.
Region berawal nih, bos.
An unexpected result, but one that we already considered as a possibility. Both of these teams are very powerful
Nice.
contenders, and this is just a
Game
space for
pertama
them
ya,
to
Mas,
show
ya.
how well they have adjusted after their respective performances in their MPL. RQ Hoshi, while their lineup